Welcome back to the all-time anime list. We're at number 22! 22! We're almost there, people. Let's see if we can persevere through it. Probably not, though. I know I can because it's the anime talk. Okay, so Chrome Shelled Regios. Pretty much there's one main villain who's pretended to be a good guy, but then he turns into a bad guy, and then they kick the shit out of him, even though he's still alive, technically. But they don't know where it happens, and it leaves off a cliffhanger. Okay. The three main characters are the two girls that fall in love with the main character, which I will reference to Fawn because one of the main characters gives her that nickname. It's easy to fucking remember. She has a massive crush on him, and if he gawks at his ex-girlfriend, she decides to kick him in the shin, which is fucking hilarious. There's also a girl that's in the city that has a crush on him because the very first episode he saves her from falling rocks right from the start because two jackasses used their telesia, which is their powers to do this stuff. Everyone uses Daite. Daite is a weapon that enhances your skill. It also makes you do energy beams and stuff like that. Now then, with that being said, though, the other main character gets fused in with these cities. The city is more controlled by this thing that floats around inside the city, and it's alive. The city that they go in, because the fact of the matter is that the city is moving by itself, because they can't go outside of the dome because the city's inside the dome. And if they go outside the dome, their clothes and skin burn off because the atmosphere is so fucking bad. With that being said, though, there's a lot of stuff that is really noticeable in this anime. Now then, that's the main plot. The main villain, I just said that he's a good guy, but then he turns into a bad guy because he's an asshole and this, that, and the other thing. The main character knows how to use his Daite dual wielding times. The third main character doesn't really know how to use anything. They do have two crewmates, a mechanic and a sniper, but that's beside the point. And these dome cities like to capture the flag with other dome cities. That's the main thing of the school, and that's how they do things in their world. The main problem is that that's not the real threat. First off, the city that they go to, the city that beat them in the very beginning of the anime, is completely destroyed by these contaminoids. Contaminoids are insects. You might be wondering, oh, they're just small insects. No, the insects are the size of fucking buildings, and they have armor that you can't really break down. They're like armored steel. But our main character decides to slice them off by using his Daite and slices them like it's like paper thin. He kills like 1,000,000 of them at like the fucking thing. Because I think the one of the early episodes, the main character is conflicted on using his Daite to help people. But when the city falls into a nest of contaminoids, because the contaminoid queen, when they fall into a nest of contaminoids, they're threatened. Usually the dome protects them from contaminoids, but that's not the case. So they have to fight them off. They also have to kill the queen bee because since the contaminoids found another resource of food, they will not kill the queen bee because usually the contaminoids are usually killing the queen bee for food. With that being said, though, I like to say this, though. This anime, when it comes to its soundtrack, I think it's the best soundtrack ever. I don't give a shit on Dragon Ball Z, Bruce Faulkner. I don't give a... Every anime on this list, this is the best soundtrack anime, of my opinion. If I was strictly going off soundtrack, this will be at number one, because I love the soundtrack. Every piece of it matches the mood of the anime, and that's why I like this anime. Now then, why is it number 22 if it's the best soundtrack anime to my opinion? Well, first off, when it comes to the contaminoids, they're not really a threat to the main character. I mean, he kicks the shit out of a fucking swarm of them like it's nothing. And then he goes outside and kills the fucking queen bee, even though he's like burning alive. The guy's a fucking badass. But my other main issue is the fact that the main villain doesn't really do nothing in the whole anime. I mean, he summons the fucking dragon at the very end, but they did, but his former teammates kill that thing, and his new teammates kill the other thing. With that being said, though, I like to say there's also a side plot where two of the people in a different squad hate him because he got his family or home destroyed. And that's the main reason why. I think that this anime is really good to some extent, but there are some flaws that I do understand why it's at number 22. It's a really good anime. You'll love the fucking soundtrack. The soundtrack makes this anime move up to number 22. If it wasn't for the soundtrack, I'll probably put this at number like 30 or 31 because I just think that the soundtrack is that fucking good. I love this soundtrack. It's fucking amazing. And the theme song's actually pretty good too. So you got that writing it for him. But when it comes to anime, a soundtrack makes it or breaks it on what mood it's trying to tell you. Some animes doesn't like to do that, and some animes doesn't like to do that. To my opinion, this anime is one of the best when it comes to its soundtrack. That's why it's at number 22. It doesn't move further, however, because I feel like the main villain doesn't really do much. I mean, the only thing that he does is summon a dragon, sort of. I think he summons a dragon, and he fuses himself with a fucking goat. A spirit goat. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because the city that's not moved, that got killed by the contaminoids, the goat likes to follow them around. Because the goat likes to possess another human being that saw him, because he thought that she was the one to possess her. Because these spirits can possess human beings. But they also, if the goat or something like that, if something happens, like the body doesn't deny the spirit or something like that, you will instantly die. Or suffer for that matter. So yeah, that's what my opinion is. With that being said, though, and also the fact that I find it funny that the thing that was making the city that died move around was a goat, and the city that's still moving, which is our main theme of the anime, has a cute little spirit fairy, which is adorable, by the way, and I think it was fucking adorable, and she also has a good relationship with the main character. That being said, though, the main plot is like there's three girls. It's sort of like a harem because three girls like him. One's a side character, and the other two are the main characters. But to be honest with you, I think that this anime is really good. You should definitely fucking give it a watch. Just because of the fucking soundtrack. I guarantee you will love this anime because the soundtrack puts the mood and atmosphere of it. And also structure-wise, until the very end, is really solid too. So it's not like it's this, that, and the other thing. And I also like Felly kicking Fon in the fucking shin every time he gawks at another girl. And also, his ex-girlfriend also comes into play. She doesn't like that either, so she kicks him in the shin. I love Belly because she's the best character in the whole anime. Because she doesn't give a flying fuck about anyone. And the fact that if she likes you and you don't pay attention to her, she will kick you in the shin for no shits in or giggles. So yeah, that's the main thing about this anime. I love this anime. The main plot of it, besides that, about the contaminoids, is them trying to figure out which squad's the best in their whole entire school. Which, when the contaminoids come into play, it completely gets sidetracked, and that's the main reason. And the fact that they don't really do that much because they end up losing because they don't see how the plot of that section goes further on when there's a new threat called the contaminoids and a bunch of other shit that's going down. But with that being said, what do you guys think about this anime? I think it's one of the best soundtracks of animes ever, and it makes it move up like 6 fucking spots because of it. I think it's the best soundtrack ever. You should definitely fucking watch this anime. Number 21's up next tomorrow, so I hope you guys enjoy. I'm already pissed off because my... I'll get to that later. But yeah, I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care and watch this anime because it's a really good anime, to be honest with you. But that's just me. If you don't want to watch it, that's perfectly fine. If you want to know what the character's personality wise is, go ahead and watch it because I think from here on out I'm gonna be talking less and less about it because of reasons and the fact that I think that knowing about the character's personality, you might not watch it. So that's why I'm gonna do it less and less because from here on out, all these animes, in my opinion, is fucking phenomenal. We're at number 21, so I hope you guys have a nice positive day and take care.